Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Watcher of Realms video. In today's video, I want to talk about the Guild Boss 2 or the Titanic Ruins, right? Titanic Ruins or Ancient Ruins? Titanic Ruins boss, and I just want to basically show you the team that I used in order to beat at least the first stage, because obviously in order to get on Apocalypse 2 the 120,000, it's not that easy. Like if we're gonna look at like my guild ranking, for example, and we're pretty much like, you know, we're not top 10 guild, but quite sure like a top 100 guild. There's not too many people actually did maximum damage. If you look at the world ranking, there are a few people that did that, but it doesn't look that easy. You know, it's usually when we have these types of guild bosses, you see people doing double the damage. And even the people that are at the top, you see that they have like fully awakened champions. I'm quite sure they have god tier gear with everything being ancient gear. Obviously, he might have swapped stuff around and whatnot. Same thing over here. Like they just maybe min-maxed their gear. And you know what? It's not the easiest. You're not going to see people doing that just like, you know, first try, max damage, and that's about it. So what I'm going to show you is my team that might be a little bit relatable, but it's, you know, it's not the easiest or the most free-to-play team that I'm going to show you. However, I don't have fully awakened legendaries as an example. So the team that I'm actually using is going to be with Iovar, what's his name, Hex, Silas. I even brought, you know what I said, I even brought Livian as a tank because she's part of the Star-Lord Piercer, so she gets benefit from Iovar a little bit, some extra stats. Then I'm using Dasomi over here, which honestly, Dasomi is not really mandatory. He's just another one of those cleansers that also can bring healing. He has a quirky kit. He basically only heals if they are under 50% HP. Otherwise, if they're over 50% HP, he dispels one debuff. So, you know, he's not the best, but not the worst, I guess, can work in this team. Then when it comes to the other part, I'm using Twin Fiend, which for Twin Fiend, you don't necessarily need him, I guess. You could even use somebody like a Pyros, you know, just any other lord of this faction with a Zillitu that, again, Zillitu has no awakenings, with a Cetron that has awakening 1 for me, just at A1. And then I use Eunomia as another healer plus cleanser, because the thing is, the reason why I mentioned the cleansing is one of the phases of the boss brings lots of poison, and you want to cleanse those off, because otherwise you're just gonna die from the poisons and that's it, it's game over for you. And then the last one, I'm actually using Constance as my booster, which, you know what, it can be Constance, it can be Dolores, whoever works for you best. And at the end of the day, you just want to try and have your positioning going as, you know, pretty well, so that you cover yourself with healing, with boosting, at least for the people that you care, and also with the cleansing. These are a few things that are really important. I'm not going to perfectly go into deep dive of this guide. I just want to show you this team exactly that I'm using. It's just basically full auto. What do I mean by that is, I don't mean the fact that I did a team and then, you know what, I went again. Basically, I didn't do perfect presets and then I let it auto fight. No, what I mean by this is I just placed all my people and I had the ultimates on full auto go, and you know what, it is what it is. The fight itself has a little bit of RNG, because the thing that happens is when the boss does that, you see, sometimes there's random rocks that fall. So if that happens and you get bad RNG, you know, the rock falls on somebody that's lower HP, that person might die, and you know what, you might just have to step in towards the end, drop that person back on the field and just finish it off. That's so basically, I'm just running this to show you again. What I did is I just placed everybody down and I clicked on full auto the ultimates, and that's about it. If we do want to talk a little bit about the phases, the things that you want to keep in mind is, for example, when this one's happening, the Death Saw, you prefer to have people that bring stuns. So, for example, Livian brings stun, Hex, Twin Fiend, even Cetron on his hits, he brings stuns. The reason for that is, if you stop the Death Saw, that basically he just pushes it back every time you stun him. Then when it comes to this phase, it's pretty much, if you're trying to time it to the Aegis mode, you want to try and keep your best hits for this one, because he just keeps boosting those, the physical and magic defense, and if that one goes too high, you're not going to be able to kill him. Every single phase has a few minutes, as you notice. This is the poison phase that I was talking about. Look at how low our HP went because of the poisons and obviously the hits from the boss. So if you don't have a cleanser for that phase, that one's going to be a problem. Now obviously, as the fight goes on, the boss does more and more damage. Like for example, now I might even have people that die because of the way that it works. Okay, I got lucky. Okay, no, I actually had somebody that died, Zillitu, see? So it is a little bit tough, you know. It's not the easiest. Again, it's basically part of the end game content. However, I did want to show that just having the right, you know, a right combination of team with the lords, with covering the right stats, which is, like I said, healing, cleansing, having somebody as a tank, like that's really important. So what I'm going to do now, for example, I'm going to stop, I'm going to play 0-2 back again, but I'm still going to click full auto. Okay, again, see people keep dying. I should still be able to hit that 30,000. If it doesn't work the first try, just, you know, place it again and just run it a second time, because for the first one, for the Titanic Ruins on the first difficulty, you don't care about getting you know, you don't care about doing too much damage unless you're trying to min max it. Then you're gonna time everything. Again, I'm making this video specifically to show for people that, you know, maybe don't want or do not have the time yet to try and perfectly min max it so they get the highest and the best damage out of it, but just getting that you know, that just getting that top chest on the first one and then moving on with their day. So this is basically why you know, this is why I wanted to make this video and try and, I guess this is more relatable, because not everybody has time to spend hours to try and RNG it, min max it, do the best gear and whatnot. So yeah, that's one on show. But as you can see, it's still going full auto, all their ultimates. I just place the people back on and I hit my 30,000. Somebody keeps dying, I just place them back on if I have to, but this one only happens towards the end of the fight. And maybe if you don't care about going further, I guess you just, you know, you don't care about, just turn off this so you don't get healing, let yourself die, and it is what it is. But yeah, I guess this is pretty straightforward. Obviously, I'm going to be trying to look a lot more into this and try and optimize it, try to get, you know, my second best team, for example, for this one, and try and get the top damage, and then maybe try and push my best ones, which obviously my Silas Hex with Ivar are going to be my best team to push for the second difficulty. But for now, this is all that I'm doing. Also, I want you guys to keep an eye out on the channel. Maybe closer to the end of the month, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take part in a fun challenge that Slate Gaming has started, which basically, let me just quickly show a little bit of picture that's related to that. So this is what Slate has. If you guys want to participate as well, go ahead, because this is something fun. So she called it Slate's Race, and it's basically your challenge to an apocalypse race to see which content creator can get the highest damage in the new Guild Boss 2 Titanic Ruins. So if you want to try it out, go for it. The whole idea is basically TLDR, we can use any epics or below, and the only legendaries are the free ones like Volca, Abomination, and or Micah. So that's going to be the challenge, and that's something that I'm going to try to do later this month, which is definitely going to be one of the more relatable pieces of content, because maybe somebody that misses some of the champs that I have, but still, the whole idea was, like I said, I just wanted to show you a way to deal with this team without trying to just go above and beyond. Just click full auto on the ultimates, just click that auto cast and just let it go, hit your max damage, and then move on with your day. You can see I'm already past that the 30,000, so I'm just gonna back out because I want to quickly show a little bit of builds. I don't want to go too much into it. I don't like to keep my videos too long, because you know what, I value my viewers' time. I guess that's the best way to say it. I value you guys' time, and trying to keep it as quick as possible. The one key thing that you want to keep in mind for this fight, which is I think this is the only, if I'm not mistaken, it's the only place in the game where you can place all 10 on the field. This is the only one. I guess the other one that would be similar would be Nightmare Void Rift, but you're blocked from the last 2 slots and you just can use all the 8. But this is the only place in the game where you can use all 10 at the same time. So first of all, let's look. Ivar, I have him win Soulbound Arcana plus the Whirlwind, not the best build in the world. Artifact, I run him with Idril's Gaze. I'm not going to go too much into, I guess, showing the exact stats. I'm just going to try and quickly go through like this. When it comes to skills, he is fully skilled. Then the next one, Hex, he's again fully skilled. When it comes to the artifacts, again Soulbound Arcana, and then, the gear, and then Artifact, he does have a Spirit Siphon. You're going to see some good builds because, you know what, they're the best people on my account, so I obviously had good stuff on them. Then again, Silas, fully skilled. This is his gear. He's running Warlord and Inferno Roar, and then Artifact again, Spirit Siphon, because you know what, unless we get exclusive artifacts, this is the best for Marksman. Then when it comes to Livian, obviously she's an epic, she's fully skilled. She's running Guardian plus the HP set, what's it called again, Life Force. So obviously you want to give her as much HP as possible. The reason for this is, there's a part of the boss where he hits everybody and then he hits the person with the highest HP. So obviously you want to have that on somebody like a tank, but if they bring more utility, for example like Livian does, bring them in, because like every third attack launches launch triggers shield bounce, inflicting stun. So for example, I built her with that and also gave her attack speed. I think this was yeah, attack speed over here. I gave her some attack speed there, attack speed here, because you want her to attack as fast as possible so she can actually trigger those stuns. Then the next one, let me see. Oh, I hate it when sometimes you just hold click and just removes them from there. Okay, next one, the Somi. I have the Somi actually in the Glacier set, and I actually kept the Somi in the same build that I used yesterday on my Wasteland Ruins, Wasteland Titan boss. Then I have Euphoric Orb. I did steal the Euphoric Orb from my Hollow to put on him, but obviously you would put whichever is the best one that you have. When it comes to skilled, I only skilled him up until I got to the crystals, then I stopped. Then if we go to Twin Fiend, again, Twin Fiend almost fully scrolled. I just didn't finish these two off. Maybe I should just do it because I kind of use him a lot. Might as well do it. Come on, let's just finish it off. Twin Fiend, he's Awaken one. This is the, you know, he's one of the top ones that you want to Awaken one if you get a copy, because when he does his ultimate, it gives you vulnerability for physical and magical damage by 25%, and that's huge. When it comes to the build, I just honestly, this was a quick equip build. This is a quick equip build for him, and it basically just gave him the Aegis Wrath with the Annihilating Might. And then when it comes to the artifact, I do have Tear of Twilight on him. Then the next one, Zilitu, she's in my guild boss build. She's fully skilled. Then she's again Infernal Roll plus Whirlwind, because you want to have some attack speed, you know, decent attack, decent crit damage. And then obviously she's running Wailing Skull, one of the best artifacts, is not actually the best artifact for fighters. Then we have Setchum, which again, he's Awaken 1. Fully skilled on Awaken 1. Basically what he brings is more damage to shields, which there's no shields in this fight, but he also boosts the damage for 2 other allies with the highest current attack, so that can help a little bit. Then when it comes to the build, he's running Warlord on the left hand side, and then he's also running Infernal Roar. He doesn't even have a 100% crit rate, you know, I still gotta work on the build, but it works for now. Artifact, he's running his exclusive, but if you do not have his exclusive, just throw him in Spirit Siphon, because that's, you know, that should work pretty well. That's a pretty strong one. Then Eunomia's running a what's it called, Asclepius set. This is one of the ones that I struggle calling it. And then also Whirlwind, she has a decent attack speed and then decent attack and also some survivability. You know what, I gave her, what is it, I gave her some stuff with HP percent as well, or flat HP and flat defense, because I don't want her to die. You know, when you have attack based healers, it's a bit tricky in fights like these, or like for example the Wasteland Titan. If you don't have enough HP and defense, they're just gonna die quickly, so you might need to adjust a little bit the builds. And then she's running Euphoric Orb. And then the last one in the team, which is Constance, I'm not sure she has full gear. I'm just gonna see it now because I haven't used her in a while. But again, she's not fully scrolled. I just scrolled her and then I just threw so I could hit the ultimate at least. So I think it's like another 3-4 skill crystals. When it comes to the artifact, I have Astral Obelisk. This helps because gives her more attack and also increases her rage every time she receives healing. So that's going to be good because she comes back to her ult faster. And then when it comes to the build, she's running Invigoration because obviously you're going to want to boost somebody with her with this Invigoration. That's why you saw at the beginning of the fight, I placed my top DPS, which were Zilitu and Silas, and then I should have placed Constance. And then on this side, obviously Calamity for more attack, because that's really important. The more attack you have, the more attack boost she's going to give to the inspiration to everybody else around her. But yeah, I guess this pretty much covers it for today. Just like I said, want to show you a quick fight of Apocalypse #1, like the first stage of it myself, hitting the top chest, which, you know what, has some pretty juicy rewards. I really like them, and maybe this gives you guys some ideas. I do have a second team. Let me see if it brings me over here. It doesn't show me. I have to save the first one, but my second team pretty much revolves around using a team that's Northerners plus Nightmare. So that's kind of like what I use on the second team. If you guys want me to show you that, it just hits 8,000 full auto. Okay, it's not the craziest, but if you want to see it, let me know in the comments down below, and I'm gonna make, I'm gonna make a video on the same thing, just letting it full auto, whatever, and showing you that I can hit the first chest. But anyway, this is gonna be for today, guys. Thank you all for watching. As always, if you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.
Hell hath no fury like a mother's